Hey you guys, it's Amber J. Lee. I'm about to talk about something that went viral with Anton Daniels talking on a panel with a bunch of women. And I am honestly shocked at what the shit he was saying. Not in a bad way, but I just didn't expect him to go like that. But let's roll the clip.
She was like, no, I don't want you. When the nerd came up to the girl in high school, she was like, no, I don't want you. And then once she became a baby mama, he was a CEO executive and all that. And she's like, hey, you remember me? He said, no, I don't want you. I be feeling like, respectfully, y'all is the grown-up versions of the niggas that got hurt in high school while we was out fucking with the drug dealers. Let me tell you something. We were victims then making horrible-ass decisions with grown-ass niggas preying on us. Y'all gotta let that shit go.
Speaking to my guys, anytime that you find yourself in a situation where you dodged somebody that you thought was for you but really wasn't, that's God protecting you. It's about dodging these women that's given 2-for-1 diseases, chlamydia and her.
So, women who dated older men in high school. I went to a predominantly white high school, so I did not experience that. But I know it has gone on because as I have grown older and befriended friends of different backgrounds, they say they have experienced it, seen it, and yeah, so it happens, right? I haven't experienced a young woman dating an older man in high school, but what I have experienced is a young girl getting pregnant in high school. Who I had a friend who was pregnant and she was 16. Yes, she was white, right? I hate when they say teen pregnancy only happens in the hood. White kids get pregnant too. My 4 years in high school, 2 were pregnant and both were white. Kids in high school are very sexually active. I was not sexually active in high school. Kids in high school are very sexually active. Young girls are preyed on. No, it is not the young girl's fault. But one thing I do want to say is men are not responsible for that. The men you want to date are not responsible for that. Hear me out. Yes, you are a victim. Yes, you absolutely are a victim. And what you went through was wrong. And you shouldn't have went through it. But a man has the right to refuse you because you went through it. A man has the right to say, I don't want to date you because when you were younger, you had a baby. When you were younger, you were dating men in their 30s at 16. You have herpes. I don't want to deal with that. Men have the right to say that. And I'm only saying it because women also have the right to not date men because of their past, right? For example, when I was dating a guy, right? I think I was 23. About 3 years ago, I was 23. I was dating a guy, and I found out when he was younger, he went to jail for 2 years because he robbed somebody. At that moment, I said, I don't want to deal with a man who has been to jail before. He changed. He was on his way out, but I didn't want to date a man who has a record. And I have that right to say no. So it's the same way men have that right to say, I don't want to date you because you was 16 fucking 30-year-old men. And it stops there. They don't have to forgive you because this man was 23. He went to jail from I believe it was like 17 to 19. Something like, I don't want to date you because of that. And move along. Because unfortunately, it does have some sort of trauma. Men who have went to jail, it does have everybody has trauma, but it does have something that you don't want to deal with. For example, it was a girl, she's on YouTube, and she had an OnlyFans, and during her OnlyFans era, she caught herpes, and now she wants to date, and she was saying how it was hard to date. And I remember somebody commenting, I get it, but people don't have to accept you. I understand your sob story, what you went through. You are a victim. Somebody infect you with something who knew they had it. You are a victim. But I don't have to accept your story. That guy was young, misguided, running the streets, and got caught up and went to jail for 2 years. I don't have to accept that story. You was young, you were preyed on, a 30-year-old man had no business sleeping with you. But nobody has to accept that story. It's the harsh reality. I don't have to accept that story when it's men that are 23 who's never been to jail. He doesn't have to accept that story when there's women out there who wasn't having sex at 16, who didn't have a baby at 16, who does not have herpes. Don't settle? All right. Don't settle. Nobody in this life is perfect. We all have made mistakes, but some people don't have to want to deal with your mistakes. They don't have to accept babies. They don't have to accept STDs. You don't have to accept babies. You don't have to accept STDs. The girl on the end is very, very pretty. All of the women up there are gorgeous, drop dead gorgeous, attractive women. But again, like I said, it's 1,000 of attractive women. It's a new bad bitch being born every day. Do not have the same mistakes you have. So work with what you got, deal with what you had, and be okay with somebody rejecting you for it. You have a child, be okay with rejection. A man, you've been to jail, be okay with rejection. You got herpes, be okay with rejection. Not everybody is going for that, and they don't have to. And that's how that goes.